All week, Wish TV is taking the time to remember the courage and the heroism that came of September 11, 2001. This Saturday marks 20 years since those deadly terror attacks. Tonight, an Indiana man who was in the Twin Towers at the time that those planes hit shares his story with us.
9/11, that date hits home for so many, for some more than others. There were first responders, there were people who watched it unfold on TV, and then there were those who were actually in the tower when the planes hit. Terrence Fuqua, a Hoosier who had traveled to New York for work, was one of them.
I was on the North Tower of the World Trade Center on the 35th floor. You can't see the building, but it sways. I actually thought it was an earthquake at first because the ceiling tiles were falling out of the ceiling and the lights were flickering. I remember praying. Actually, I saw the fireball, and that's when I started praying. People were rushing to the stairwells.
He explains how the scene was not like what you might see in the movies.
It was calm and orderly. People were not yelling, screaming. I could talk like I'm talking to you and be heard, and because we kept asking, what happened? What happened? And a lady shared that a plane had hit the building. Of course, I'm thinking a small passenger plane, similar
I
to
see the
like
debris
a Cessna.
coming down. I knew it right then.
I had no idea it was.
One thing in mind, getting to the stairwell and down 35
Though
flights.
he was concerned for his life, that did not stop him and his co-worker
In distress,
from checking on others who
Fuqua
needed
came
help.
to her aid and
Alan,
helped her get to the 16th floor. And then
Got to a point where he stopped to help a lady who was just stopped. And they were a little to the side, so people were passing them. And as a matter of fact, people were passing them as if they were invisible. But Alan stopped, and once I saw him, I went over and see if I could be of assistance.
horror was
So
still
anyway,
all
Alan's
around him.
Like older than I am, so I told him I could take care and that he should get down because I was able to move faster than him. The older lady was tired or winded. She just didn't want to move. I kept telling the older lady I wasn't going to leave her either. At some point, I don't know if she saw my wedding band. I remember her grabbing my hand and told me I was a young man and that I needed to leave. So I eventually, she convinced me, and I had to take some deep breaths.
He followed her request. Outside, the scene chaotic, with everyone running about and images he can never unsee.
Unfortunately, we got to see people jumping from higher up.
As for the woman he helped, Fuqua refers to now as Rachel. He's not sure if she made it out alive, but hopes she did. The memory still haunts him at times.
I didn't get her out, and it's still haunts me somewhat that I don't know if she survived or not.
Many lives were lost on that day, but one thing sticks out in his mind.
9/11 was a horrific event, but in hindsight, and I'm telling the young people this, it was the last time, in my opinion, that Americans was extremely close. I hate it was such a tragedy, but we came together after that. Americans actually loved Americans.
What a concept. And we want to thank Mr. Fuqua for his time. We're going to continue reliving these stories with actually our very own Phil Sanchez. He was in New York on 9/11. Tomorrow he shares with us what he remembers. For now, we'll be right back.